Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Terumah from Shishi to Shvi'i. In Percha Zayin Pasuk Beis it says Vasisa Karnosav Alaba Pinosav Mimenat Yena Karnosav Zipisa Oso Zahav. You shall make the elevated corners on the corners. It shall come from then. You don't carve it. It's all one piece, and you shall cover it with copper. Rashi says that the reason it's copper is as a kapara, as a forgiveness for Azusa metzach, for brazen facedness. The Chafetz Chaim was once told about a Talmud in his yeshiva who was brazen to his landlord. He was disrespectful, and he kicked the Talmud out. Short time later, another student who wasn't learning as diligently as he should have been, they were thinking about whether to throw him out. They asked the Chafetz Chaim, and he said no. One of the Talmidim, or members of the administration, later asked, how come this Talmud Chacham, but who was brazen, but learned very well, you kicked out, and the other person who wasn't learning quite as well as he should, you kept him? So the Chafetz Chaim answered that in Pirkei Avos it says, Az pen panim legehenim, and Boshes panim, and someone who's shamefaced, so he goes to Gan Eden. So the Chafetz Chaim says we learn a lesson from here. It doesn't say that this person sinned and that's why he's going to Gehenna, because otherwise just say the sin. But instead it says because he was brazen, and so the assumption is that eventually he will sin badly, and therefore he's going to the Gehenna. He's already gezer for Gehenna in advance. So this student, even though he was learning, since he was brazen, he didn't need to leave. The other person, he was a good midos, but he wasn't learning as well. There's still room for him to improve. Actually, the Rapam and Chafetz Chaim talks about that Mishnah in Avos, where Az panim legehenim. It says, what's the difference between Az panim and Boshes panim? It's really a perspective that the Az panim will look at the bad of the situation, and the Boshes panim at the same situation will look at the good. So if we want to enjoy life, the best thing for us to do is to look at positively at any situation that is in life, as inevitably there will be problems. Now we go back to the earlier. I can't do the auto visual because it comes out mirror image, but we have two types of interesting abbreviations from this parsha, which talks about Terumah, the different items of the base of Mikdash, the Klei Mishkan. And there's a lot of Zahav, Nechoshes, and Kesef, or Zahav, Kesef, and Nechoshes, gold, silver, and copper. And Rabbeinu Ephraim Zal is brought down by his Sefer Imrei Baruch, says that there's three types of givers for tzedakah, and there's a remez in each of these words on what they should be. The first one is you should give tzedakah when you're healthy. That's the highest level. That's the gold standard. So you have Zahav, Zayin, Hey, Beis, that stands for Zeh Hanosein Bari. This is one who gives while he's still healthy. That's the best way to give tzedakah. Kesef is the next highest level. Chaf Samach Fei. Kisharoa Sakana Poseach. When he sees that he's at risk, something's happening, he's vulnerable, that's when he opens his hand. So that's Kesef. That's a medium level. It's still a good level. And the lowest level, which is also good, but just the lowest level, is when he's already having trouble and he's got to get out. That's the most difficult time to do it. And Nechoshes, Nun Ches Shin Saf, is Neder Chola Sheyomar Tenu. Someone who makes a neder when he's sick, that he will say give. So all the remazim in the three types of coinage, Azav, Kesef, and Nechoshes, with the three types of levels of tzedakah levels giving. Now there was a sefer, I think, out of the box at Jeff Kirschblum. I think is someone I knew from Muncie, if it's the same one. So he says the mizbeiach that we talk about in Shishi, or other parts of the parsha really, mizbeiach is also a nutrican, an abbreviation of mem for mechila, that we want forgiveness, and zechus we want a merit, beis for bracha, for blessing that we want, and chaim for life that we want. And so today with tefillah b'makom korban, so our goal when we daven properly should be to have that. Even though we don't have the mizbeiach physically, it should represent mechila, zechus, bracha, and chaim. We should have forgiveness, merit, blessing, and life, good life. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.